This would be 5.1, and we're gonna be discussing here the human female reproductive system, and that will be talking about the anatomy. So I hope you're excited with our discussion this afternoon as much as I am excited to tell you all about this. So our objective for today's discussion would be, number one, to identify the key human female reproductive structures and also to describe their function. So kailangan alam ko ano yung structure, identify yan where it is found in the female body, and then also take note kung anong major function nila. Number two objective naman is to use the principle of complementarity of form and function in describing the reciprocity of the female reproductive system and the male reproductive system. In other words, we want to know what would be the analogous structure of the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. So halimbawa, pagdating doon sa what they say, the testes, what would be the corresponding structure in the female reproductive system. Pagdating naman do sa ovary, ano naman ang corresponding reproductive part of the reproductive system of the male naman. Though you would like to know yung mga analogies na yan. And then number three naman, perform an exercise in analyzing the function of the female reproductive system. We'll just go through a little of that. May mga questions tayong sasagutin dito. Okay, so I hope you are excited na. Pwede bang bigyan niyo ako ng heart reaction kung kayo ay ready na for our discussion for 5.1. Okay, mukhang hindi talaga, mukhang meron yatang glitch ngayon sa ating Google. Paki-type na lamang yes kung ready na tayong lahat, so I can see that everyone's ready. Yes. Okay, so meron na tayong interaction. So even these videos are already there, so you can visit them anytime para kayo ay mas malalim ang understanding nyo pagdating sa female reproductive system, the anatomy. So for today, we'll be discussing about the anatomy of the human female reproductive system, module 5.1. And before we begin anything, magkwento lang muna ako sa inyo. Tawag dito, there was a time kwento ko pa lang muna yung isa kong kaibigan, female friend ko siya. And then there was a time na several years na hindi kami nagkita, and then one time ay biglang nag-message sa akin, Jomar, pwede ba tayo magkita? Ganyan. So ito friend ko naman siya. So sabi ko, sige, okay lang, magkita tayo. And then pagdating doon sa sa Los Baños kasi yun eh. And then at that time may McDonald's po sa Bantangan. So kita kami ng friend kong ito. And then nung pagdating ko doon sa mismong fast food place na yung fast food chain, ay bigla ko na-realize, parang iba ang aura nitong female friend ko na ito. Tapos tinitingnan ko siya sa medyo malayo na pagpasok ko. Parang iba yung mukha niya. So lumapit ako. Tapos tinanong ko siya, kamusta? Tapos sinabi ko nag-greetings ako sa kanya. Alam niyo, sabi niya sa akin, dito ang sabi niya sa akin. Tumingin sa akin ng ganyan. Tapos sabi sa akin, bakit ka late? Bakit ako late? Tinignan ko yung relo, on time naman ako, hindi naman ako late. Tapos maya-maya, nagsabi ng naasar ako sa'yo, Jomar. Ba't ka naasar sa akin? Tagal natin hindi nakita, bigla ka naasar sa akin. So, hindi ko talaga maintindihan. And later on, umupo na ako, tapos medyo silent treatment, tahimik na tahimik ang aking kaibigan ito. And then later, bigla lang nagsabi, Jomar, sorry talaga ha. At ang sabi niya, meron ako ngayon. Okay, so I guess for all the females in our classroom, in biology knows, pag sinabi na meron ako ngayon, anong ibig sabihin yan? Probably you have several euphemisms for that. Red Day, monthly, may dalaw. So I guess you know what happened here. Kaya pala mainit ang ulo ng aking kaibigan dahil siya meron o yung kanyang it is like her red day o ito ay tinatawag na menstrual cycle. So that's why in the start of our discussion, malaki talaga ang impact ng the hormonal control of the female reproductive structure, which we'll be talking in 5.2, as well as understanding the female anatomy. Kaya malaki talaga ang ambag nito in our understanding. So take note, just like what we mentioned in our 4.1, talking about the male reproductive system, again, wala itong mali siya. Again, ito ay knowledge-wise lamang. So that's why we need to understand and talk about this information because this will be very important for number one, to understand ourselves, especially the male and the female as we talk about female today. So kailangan maintindihan ang sarili. At the same time, bilang people or persons who are in a society, we may be also able to understand other people. So nung time na yon na nagalit ang aking kaibigan, yung kaibigan ko, naintindihan ko naman. Kasi meron akong ilan ba kapatid kong babae? Dalawa. May dalawang kapatid, nalimutan na. May dalawang kapatid na babae. So naiintindihan ko yung init ng ulo, kaya naman ay parang listlessness, parang ano yung gano'n. So naiintindihan ko yan. And medyo sa nakakatuwa lamang sa marriage life ko, sa wife ko, hindi ko alam kung kailan meron siya. Kasi hindi siya talaga nagpapakita nung yung galit siya, ganyan. So siguro I'm one of the husbands that a little bit blessed kasi hindi naranasan masyado during times na meron yung wife. So at least understand ko naman yan, yung part na yan. So for our males in the classroom, this will also be very important kasi later on when you get married, matagal pa naman later on when you get married, you should be able to understand your spouse, especially pag dumarating yung mga dalaw na yan, red day na yan. Okay, yeah, if you get married later on. And of course, para sa females natin, you would be able to understand yung mga changes in the body, especially na adolescent kayo. And then, yes, sinuwerte ako. Oo, sinuwerte ako sa aking asawa na hindi ako nakakaranas ng init ng ulo pagka may dalaw ang aking wife. Okay, in any case, so that's the introduction. Kaya very important ang discussion natin ito. Alright, so why do women get angry or irritated during their periods? And we already know it's because of the hormones. It's because of the menstruation cycle during the dalaw, during the red day. And interestingly enough, merong mga researches talaga na nagpapatunay the relationship or the correlation between the hormones and also the irritation during the menstrual cycle. So here are some of that. The relationship between premenstrual syndrome and anger. And interestingly enough, ito ang conclusion ng study by Saglam and Basar. Hindi ko makita ko ng date. It was okay, where's the date dyan? 2019. Women with PMS, premenstrual syndrome, had higher anger and lower anger control levels. It should be advisable to recommend anger control management and provide social support. So dyan, papasok yung understanding natin. That's why we're studying this, especially for the males of our class. Social support, so these women can cope up with symptoms. The result of our study emphasizes the importance of careful assessment of anger in women with premenstrual syndrome. Okay, can I see a yes kung nakaka-relate yung ating mga female classmates dito sa yes? Okay, so nakaka-relate siya, no? Okay, very good. And probably yung male natin, mga kalalakihan natin sa ating batch, probably nakaka-relate din kayo kapag kayo ang napagtuunan ng init ng ulo whenever there will be itong red day na ito. So it's good for us to understand where it is coming from. Hormonal pala ito. Okay, there's another here. Ito na rin pala yun. Okay, so it is thought that hormonal changes in the menstrual cycle, the fluctuation in estrogen and progesterone level, affect the mood of women and trigger negative emotions such as anger and irritability. And probably, kasi ako yung matanda na rin, madami na rin years, kaya marami na rin ako na-encounter ng mga females, and some are depressed whenever they are undergoing itong PMS na to, aside from galit din. Okay, which hurts more, getting kicked in the testicle or periods? Actually, I don't know kasi hindi ko masasagot yung question na yan objectively kasi being male, syempre hindi ko naranasan ng period. So it's testing daw kasi okay, in any case. So it's quite hard to answer the question, pero that would be actually a good question. Ano nga kaya yung level of pain? Pero masabi ko lang pala, merong isang program sa US na ang ginawa nila, it's not really PMS, pero yung panganganak ng isang babae, giving birth. So what they did was, they got, parang merong pad na electric pad siya, tapos idinikit dito sa tiyan ng lalaki, and then they electrocuted yung 3-6 na tatlong lalaki, in-electrocute nila yung lalaki para ma-simulate yung pain. And then doon sa TV show na yon, ang nangyari, it's parang kalinya siya ng Mythbusters, yung ganon, pero ibang program siya. So ang nangyari doon ay kinukuryente yung tatlong guys na ito, talagang namimilipit sa sakit. message yung yung tatlong guys na yan. And then after, sabi nila, now I understand how painful daw yung yung panganganak or giving birth. So it might be different from PMS, but we males will not really be able to understand maliban na na-simulate sa atin. Okay, napakwento tuloy ako. Okay, so this would be the egg cell, as you can see over here, and this is the sperm cell trying to go and fertilize yung egg cell nito. So we'll be talking about all of this as we go along with our discussion. Okay, can I see a thumbs up kung nakaka-relate at naintindihan so far yung ating mga discussion dito? Okay, so hindi ko makita yung thumbs up. Pakilagyan na lang ng yes sa chat box if you're able to understand. Okay, very good. Let's continue on. So I hope this will be very interesting for you. Tatlong outline na pag-uusapan natin. Important functions of the female reproductive system. Secondly, external genitalia of the female, which will be called the vulva, the umbrella term that will be pointing out the different external parts of the female reproductive system is the vulva. As much as we have discussed the male reproductive system, ngayon naman ay female. And the number 3 will be looking at the internal structures of the female reproductive system. So with all of this, let's start with the first one, important functions of the female reproductive system. So can you write in the chat box one important function ng female reproductive system? Of course, you already know, medyo obvious yung ilan doon. Can you mention just one? That's right. It is indeed for reproduction. And the other one, of course, is childbirth. So this means production of the egg cell for sexual reproduction. That's right. Housing the embryo, and that's right. So yun yung pangalawa. So the uterus will be very important para magkaroon ng housing, protection, and growth of the embryo once fertilization has happened. Okay, thank you very much. Indeed, support and protection of the fetus. So isa-isayin natin yung mga important function na yan. So here's a picture of a woman who is pregnant. So the important functions of the female reproductive system is number 1, to produce the female gametes called oocytes. So maraming synonym siya, no? Egg cells, ova, oocytes, all of those means the same. Simply stated, the gamete that is being produced by the female reproductive system. So that would be the first important function, to produce the egg cells. Second naman is to produce hormones that should aid in the individual's reproductive cycle. So kailangan din na mag-release yung mga hormones na yan para ma-develop yung female body to prepare the body for reproduction, sexual reproduction. Kasi pagka magiging immature ang katawan ng, parehong lalaki at saka babae, kung magiging immature ang male body and female body, it might come to have some problems in producing a child, an offspring, o magkaroon ng sexual reproduction. Kaya the hormones are very important to prepare the body for sexual reproduction. Thirdly naman is to provide structural and biochemical support to the internally fertilized zygote before it is mature enough to be delivered or born. Unlike the birds na tinapag-usapan na they are born inside of an egg and they will develop inside the egg, tayo kasi viviparous, So the humans will develop the embryo inside of the woman's womb, which would be the uterus, at kinakailangan ng structural support. So it needs to have a physical housing or a physical structure in order for the embryo to implant itself, or the fertilized egg to implant itself, develop into embryo, and later develop into a baby. In addition to that, kailangan din ng biochemical support because some chemicals and hormones will be needed in order to produce the structures that are needed by the embryo. Siyempre, para mag-develop yung blood vessels that will be attached, blood vessels that will be providing the blood and the nutrition for the embryo, kailangan ng mga kailangan ng estrogen, kailangan natin yung progesterone. So there will be several hormones that are needed. Okay, can I see a yes again in the chat box if we understood the important functions of the female? Okay, very good. So naiintindihan natin mabuti iyan. Okay, so we're done with the first of our outline. What is the function? There are 3 functions: production of gametes, production of hormones to prepare the body, and biochemical and structural support for the embryo, the baby to be born. Okay, very good everyone. Ngayon naman, Alright, so we're done with number 1. Let's now go to the external genitals, which would be the vulva. As much that we have memorized the male reproductive system, isa-isa natin yan, marami tayong minemorize na 4 chunks of information there. Ngayon, bibigyan ko kayo ng acronym uli na may mnemonics pa para madaling tandaan. So what are the external genitals of the female reproductive system? Just remember, MCPULLVA. Naku sir, ang daming may memorize yan. Well, ganun talaga eh. Kasi kung later when you go into college, you will go back all over to this again. Kaya magandang may memorize yun na as early as now. MCPULLV, MCPULVA. Pero mas madaling tandaan ito. Yan. My clever parrot usually loves learning very actively. O, yun lang memorize ninyo. And you take the first letters, maaalala niyo na ngayon yung mga iba't ibang external parts of the female reproductive system. Okay? Can I see a yes doon sa chat box natin kung na-appreciate nyo yung ating mnemonic. So, huwag niyong kalimutan, memorize niyo mabuti. My clever parrot usually loves learning very actively. Sige nga, pakibukas kayong mga microphone natin ngayon. Sabay-sabay nating sabihin itong mnemonics na yan. At the count of 3, sabay-sabay mag-open and then sabihin, my clever, etc. para mas maalala natin. Okay, count of 3, buksan ang microphone, sabihin, 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. Thank you very much everyone for participating. So again, my clever parrot usually loves learning very actively. So MCPULLVA. So isa-isahin natin ito. Some of these words might be new to you. So kailangan lamang maging more, how do you say that? Kailangan lamang na mas maging familiar sa mga terms na ito. Let's start with letter M. That is mons pubis. Mamaya natin na-identify isa-isa. The next one naman is the clitoris. Some will call it clitoris, pero mas tama yata yung clitoris. Letter P naman is the prepuce. So, ang male may prepuce, ang female may prepuce din. Letter U is the urethral opening. So, both male and female has this. Letter L is the labia minora. Siyempre, kung may minora, merong labia majora. The next one naman is letter V, it is the vagina, and the letter A would be the anus. So this will be the external genitals, the parts that you need to remember that will be found at the external portion of the female reproductive system. As always, later on. Now that we now know the list of the external genitals, kailangan natin malaman how to identify this in a picture and also know kung ano yung mga functions niyan. Isa-isayin natin, ano? So, in this case, itong picture na ito, isipin niyo na kayo'y doctor, tapos merong babae na manganganak. So, this would be the viewpoint of the doctor when a woman would be giving birth. So, we'll be looking at the external genitalia, the external parts of the female reproductive system. Okay, starting with this one, itong pinakataas dito, ang tawag dyan ay mons pubis, itong part. So just remember the word pubis, it's related with pubic bone. So pubic bone, diba? Tandaan sa male. So that's related with that, kaya madaling i-identify isa-isa. Next naman dito, itong portion sa taas, you call that as ito palang gitna, the clitoris. That's what you call that. The other one naman is called the prepuce. So that will be a skin fold over the clitoris over here. And then, let's continue with the parts. This is the urethral opening. And then the other one, itong folds na ito, okay, it's a minor fold, kaya tawag sa kanya is labia minora. And labia is actually Greek ba siya o Latin? I'm not sure. Pero it means lips, so it's a fold of tissue or fold of skin. Kaya labia minora. Minora kasi minor, maliit lang siya. Siyempre, the other one here, which would be a bigger skin fold, ang tawag dyan ay majora, labia majora. And then the urethral opening is here. This would be the vagina. That's the entrance into the female reproductive system, the tract. And then finally, you have the anus over here. Okay? So, I'm likely, thinking of, I highly likely na ito yung answer dyan. Kasi doon sa male, kaya tinatawag na mas hygienic siya. Kasi yung folds ng prepuce, the foreskin in the male is actually larger. It will be covering the whole of the glands. Kaya madaling makasingit ang mga bacteria in the bigger fold of the skin compared with the prepuce of the female reproductive system kasi mas maliit yung prepuce. So hindi masyadong na pumapasok yung mga bacteria at that point. So I guess that will be the one of the possible answers doon kaya hindi ginagawa yung pag-remove ng prepuce sa female as compared to sa male na for circumcision ang ginagawa, nire-remove yung foreskin kasi mas malaki nga naman ang skin fold doon sa male compared sa female. However, I think I mentioned this in some of our classes na meron ding circumcision ng babae. Ang tawag doon ay female circumcision. We'll be talking about that a little bit later, pero hindi prepuce ang tinatanggal. Would you believe, ang tinatanggal ay clitoris of the female para magkaroon ng female circumcision. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's quite nakita ko yung tawag ito, yung emiti ko ng surprise. Yes, it's being done in some Middle Eastern countries. Ginagawa yan. Up to now, kahit na in some of these countries pinagbawal na siya, pero I think parang ginagawa pa rin siya. Okay, we'll talk about ay kung sa male ang urethra at saka yung the passageway of the sperm cell is the same passageway. In this case for the female it's quite different because the passageway would be separate. So the urethral opening where the urine is coming from is separate from the vagina wherein the egg cells will be found. So very separate siya. Okay, that's a very interesting thing. So hindi kailangan ng female actually ng a gland that will be neutralizing the urine. However, one thing you have to take note of is the distance between the vagina and the anus. Kaya kailangan ng females ay maging maingat when cleaning themselves kasi pwedeng magkaroon ng urinary tract infection. Actually, mas malaki ang percentage or risk of a female to get urinary tract infection because of the short distance between that. In addition to that, the urethra is also very short compared with the length of the urethra of the male. Kaya mas madaling magkaroon ng UTI ang babae. So kailangan lamang ng konting ingat ang mga kababaihan natin. Okay, can I see a yes in the chat box? Because so far ay naiintindihan at saka nag-gets natin yung mga discussion natin at this point. Okay, where are you? Yeah, okay, nakita ko na yung mga yeses ninyo. Thank you very much, everyone. So with that, let us now go to the next slide natin. Isa-isahin natin yung functions naman. Mons pubis, it's simply described as pad of fat over the pubic bone. And syempre, this will be a type of protection. So it is covered with hair at the onset of puberty. So it's a type of protection yan. The labia majora, the outside skin, so posterior to the mons, it's also for protection of the female reproductive system or tract. The labia minora, this will be thinner pigmented skin and protects the urethra and the entrance to the female reproductive tract. So as we go back here, so the labia minora will be closer, kaya it protects even more the openings, the urethral and the vagina. And labia minora naman can also be considered as protective skin folds din. Ang clitoris or glans clitoris, so you have an idea now that it is related, it is analogous to the glans penis. So the glans penis is the head of the penis, the glans clitoris naman is relatively the same. So the clitoris, ito naman ay structure having the same origin as the gland penis, encircled by labia minora, and then it is also very important for what we call as the orgasm or important for sexual arousal kasi meron ding mga nerve endings. As much as the glans penis, the head of the penis has nerve endings, the glans clitoris also have nerve endings that will assist in arousal and sexual reproduction. Now, one structure that is very different with the female is the presence of the hymen. You're very familiar with that. Pag-aralan niyo rin siguro ito. The hymen will be a membrane partially covering the entrance to the vagina. And even at birth, it is only a partial membrane to allow vaginal secretion and menstruation to exit the body. So when, of course, alam niyo naman tungkol sa virginity, so the female who hasn't yet had sexual intercourse or sexual reproduction, the hymen is still present. The thin membrane is still present. Hindi siya totally covered or totally kino-cover ng hymen kasi the secretions have to go out, especially yung menstruation, kailangan lumabas siya. So partially covered siya. However, during sexual reproduction, the hymen will be how do you say that? It will be matatanggal siya, it will be ripped so that it will now no longer be covering the entrance to the vagina. Okay, so that will be the hymen. So we're done with mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, the glans clitoris, and then the hymen. Another gland naman dito, the Bartholin's gland, greater vestibular gland. Anong function ito? Flanks the opening of the vagina and produces secretions that help lubricate the vagina. So very important that lubrication kasi nga naman when the skin would be very dry, it's actually very painful. Merong mga tawag ito, may mga movements that can be causing the skin to brush together. So in the groin area, especially for the female, it might become painful kung dry na dry. So the Bartholin's gland would be producing a kind of lubrication so that it will not become painful whenever movement or kailangan gumalaw or yung the groin area ay nagmo-move, so hindi ito nagpo-produce ng any kind of pain. Okay? So can I see again, ano pa pwede ko pasabi? Okay, can I see a heart reaction? Kung meron, kung kaya mag-heart reaction. Okay, walang heart reaction, sige, ano na lamang, yes na lang ulit. Makititle lang yes kung naiintindihan niyo. Okay, very good everyone. So ito, very important yung mga discussion na yan. So, okay, so let's just finish up a little bit here. So ito, naulit lamang. Ayan. Okay, so this will be another, what they call this, another diagram, picture that will be showing us the different parts of the female reproductive tract. So in this case, itong part na ito, medyo na-cut away yung skin on the right side. So showing more internally yung ilang mga parts dyan. So in this case, this is the prepuce. You will see that there's a skin fold that will be surrounding the glans clitoris. So this is the glans clitoris. So it's somewhat likened to the mukha siyang it's related indeed to the head of the penis kasi halos pareho yung shape. The labia minora, itong part na ito na parang dotted lines. So parang tinanggal lamang siya, pero it's found over here. The labia minora over here, it will be this, but it is stretch out like this one. The labia, there's also the corpus cavernosum. So if the male has spongy erectile tissue, ang female din ay meron ding spongy erectile tissue, but it's quite different from the male. Ito, on the side siya. So this is the corpus cavernosum as well. The bulb of vestibule is over here. Urethral opening is here. Over here, the labia majora would be here. Makikita natin dito sa bigger fold, skin fold. The vaginal opening is over here. And then the Bartholin's gland that will be producing the secretion, lubrication is over here then. And then of course, the anus is found over here. Okay, so yan. Opening of the Bartholin's gland. Ito naman yung Bartholin's gland a little bit inside. Okay, so that will be the diagram that will be showing us further what the external genitalia will look like. So let me just give you this. Ito yung Bartholin's gland. Ito yung anus. Ito yung, so this one is the vagina. And then this one is the clitoris. You can find it over here. And then this will be the urethra, separate ang urethral opening at saka yung urinary bladder as compared to the vaginal opening here. Then this is the labia minora and this is the labia majora. Okay, can I see a yes if you're able to understand so far yung mga discussion natin? Okay, very good everyone. Let me just give you one more slide before we totally end for today. Ayan. So this will be the comparison. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo that there is indeed a comparison because the embryo, depending on whether testosterone will be dominant or the estrogen, progesterone will be more dominant. Kung estrogen, it will become female. The embryo become female. Pagka naman testosterone, androgen, magiging male naman siya. So notice the color yellow. The color yellow here, when it becomes male, going to the male route, it becomes the glans penis, the head of the penis. Tapos itong genital tubercle, sa female naman, it becomes the glans clitoris. So actually, the glans penis and the glans clitoris is indeed analogous to each other kasi same lang ang pinagmulan nila, which is a genital tubercle. Now sabi ko nga sa inyo, pagka nagkakaroon ng male circumcision, the prepuce is the one being removed. But for the female circumcision, it's actually the whole of the clitoris that is actually removed. So medyo painful actually siya sa tawag sa female circumcision. Okay, let's continue. Then we have here the genital fold, the color violet. The genital fold in the male becomes the shaft of the penis. So this would be the penis itself, the shaft. And then for the female naman, it now becomes look at this one, it becomes the urethral groove and becomes labia minora. Yung color violet, you can see there, it becomes the labia minora. The genital swelling over here becomes the scrotum in the male, and then the genital swelling in the female becomes the labia majora. So isa-isahin lang natin kung ano yung magkaka-analogous. First of all, the glans penis and the glans clitoris are analogous to each other. Same ang pinagmulan nila. The shaft of the penis and the labia minora will be the same then. They're analogous to each other kasi pareho yung pinagmulan nila. And then the scrotum of the male is the same or analogous to the labia majora of the female. So this will tell us that indeed magkakaroon ng, ang tawag ito, it would be analogous.